But that goal for Cardiff at the end of the Rotherham game, and boy, Rotherham missed some chances, was crucial because that sent Rotherham down, and it meant that with Derby drawing 3-3, Derby stayed up as well. It also means that Wycombe finished third from bottom, and it's highly unlikely, I think, given precedents that have been set already. But Derby are being investigated for financial fair play. The EFL won an appeal to investigate that, and it's not impossible that they could be hit with a points ban. It could possibly be in place for this season, although others have been for future seasons. There's also been fines as well, so it would be highly unlikely to be in place this season. But if it is, and Derby get points deducted, then Wycombe stay up and Derby go down.
Yeah, I would say that's very hard to put it that way when the season's finished. And then to knock the points off where they can't do anything about it. I think it will be starting next season, wouldn't it?
I would think so, but you never know. It's the EFL, well, you never know. But what we do know is it was incredible drama. Derby had a nightmare run, and a lot of people have had a lot to say about Wayne Rooney, who couldn't win a game at the end of the season, didn't even win the game that they really needed to win, but stayed up because Cardiff equalised against Rotherham. So Derby do stay up as it stands right now. But, wow, I mean, it was drama all the way because that game, awful football in the first half, Derby-Sheffield Wednesday, ends up being a 3-3 draw. Incredible.
Well, like I say, you could have ended up with two massive clubs there, realistically, Derby and Sheffield Wednesday both going down. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday to finish bottom, that 6 points has obviously cost them, haven't they? They got done for breaking those spending rules. So for Sheffield Wednesday, a big club now going into League One, it's quite unbelievable. If Derby would have gone down as well, that would have been a total shock. As it stands, they have just survived with Wycombe. I mean, what about that from Wycombe? Bottom to nearly surviving. And if you're talking about the points deduction, if that does happen, Wycombe will be the team that actually survives.
Yeah, absolutely, which would be amazing. I mean, they've not been out of the bottom three all season, and then if they survive, then it will be a quiz question. Who didn't finish in a playoff place and went up, and then the next season finished in the relegation zone and didn't go down?
With a win against Middlesbrough. I mean, Middlesbrough, what a strange season it's been for them. At one point, I thought they were definites to get into the playoffs. They've been totally opposite to Barnsley. They've slipped off, started losing games. Barnsley went on that ridiculous run to get into the playoffs. So it's a story of
with Borough,
two different teams there.
Warnock's been very candid about what's going on there. He's staying for another year. He signed up for another year. But he talked about the players have let him down. He talked about cliques within the dressing room as well. I think he feels there's a massive job to be done there if they're going to compete again. And I was intrigued by the Rotherham manager, Paul Warne, afterwards, because every season he's been there, it's either been promotion or relegation. And he said afterwards that he just didn't have the energy. He's got no more energy. He can't even think about going again next season. He was shot. It was his birthday on Saturday as well, and he was absolutely looked completely gone. I hope he's okay. I hope people around him are making sure he's okay because he's a good character. He's capable of bringing them back up. He's shown that before. But they just, right at the end, they just couldn't hold on to a 1-0 lead. And that's good. Imagine what that do to you, all that hard work over the season. They've been COVID hit as well.
I would say that's been their big problem, the catch-up of fixtures because of COVID, what it's taken out of the club. And the manager having to deal with that. I mean, can you imagine the pressure he's been under? But Rotherham, again, they're another team, aren't they, Ed? We're talking about West Brom. It's either relegation or promotion. Yeah. Up and down, up and down, up and down. At some point, they've got to get hold of it and try and stay in the division. But it's such a difficult one. They kind of fall into that bracket where they're not quite good enough to be in the Championship, but they're almost too good to be in League One. It's weird, isn't it? Because you always try to find for your club that you support it, Ed, and I think you'll be honest about this. Your club, Peterborough, realistically, where do you think they belong?
Probably League One, yeah.
Right. For Barnsley, I think realistically is the Championship, but it's down the bottom end of the Championship. But that's their level. And this year to be in the playoffs, it's amazing. But you do look at your club and think where they are. Like Wycombe, if you ask Wycombe fans where do you think you belong, they'll say League One, right? But they have nearly hung on there. Took it to the last game with a great result of the last game of the season.
And you never know what's going to happen. I've got some alternative awards.
Adrian Durham's EFL Awards. On Dry, on talkSPORT.
Okay, here we go. These are slightly alternative. Some of them are pretty mainstream, but the first ones are the pick a best player who isn't top scorer award. Because you know the best player in each division is usually the top scorer, isn't it? So I've ruled out all the top scorers. So they've gone. That's not going to happen. So it's not Ivan Toney in the Championship. I've gone for Emi Buendia of Norwich. Too good for the Championship. Creates chances. Scores goals. He's a Premier League player, without a doubt. What are you laughing at?
Yeah, what's he got? 16 goals this season, something like that.
16.
So you picked somebody who scored a lot of goals.
Is he the top scorer?
Yeah, but what about
Is he
a
the
club
top scorer?
What about a club that?
Is he the top scorer?
Yeah. What about a club that haven't got the money and they went on an unbelievable run? He's led his club, Alex Mowat.
Can we just get to those? Because you'll get to those in a second.
Okay,
just hold
sorry,
on.
mate. I'm just jumping in.
Flipping heck. Is he the best player in that division, really? No,
I would say he's
not.
up there.
League One. I've gone for George Honeyman, the leader Sunderland need. Sunderland born, came through their academy, just took hold to the title in League One. How you feeling, Sunderland fans? And he is a Sunderland fan. League Two, Wes Hoolahan, spiced up League Two at Cambridge United, got promotion as well.
Did he celebrate?
Now here you go, the player you've never heard of if all you do is focus on the Premier League award. Now that's where you come in. You've picked Alex Mowat.
Yeah.
I picked a Barnsley player, Daryl DK.
Yeah.
Because
can you believe that? Well, that's been the difference. The two that came in January, yeah. So him coming in has been absolutely unbelievable for the club, as well as Morris out
Carlton
there.
Morris is insane.
Those two.
He barely starts games, but scores goals whenever he comes on.
They've been the game
It's mad.
That's been the game changer.
And you signed him from MK Dons where he did nothing in League One. And then Championship, you're in the playoffs.
You sure has done it.
But DK, Barnsley were 12th when he arrived in February. First 9 games, they won 8, drew 1, he scored 5. He's made a massive difference.
I don't even know if he'll be in the best 11.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? He doesn't play him all the time. He tends to come off the bench.
Well, that's because, they run a lot. And they can't play every game,
Switches it.
League One, this is a great story. This is a teenager, Ayub Asal. He's a Wimbledon striker, 19. He went on loan to Billericay earlier in the season. Who managed Billericay? Jamie O'Hara. Jamie sent him back after 1 game because he was too small.
Really?
True story. Came into the Wimbledon team with 17 games to go. The Dons were in the bottom 4. They lost only 4 of those 17. He scored 5. Wimbledon stayed up.
Well, all Jamie had to do was let him live with him for a couple of weeks. He'd have been all right.
It would have built him up. I've gone for a player you might have heard of. League Two, Carlos Mendes Gomez at Morecambe. Ex-Atletico Madrid, now at Morecambe. But they might not even go up there. It's their best ever season, potentially. Best pound-for-pound manager, Championship, Mark Robbins, I've gone for at Coventry. Since he got there a few years ago, 4 years ago, I think it is, they've got promotion from League Two and League One, stayed in the Championship and won the EFL trophy. And they played good football as well. That's pretty impressive. League One, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank at Burton. They'd won 2 of their first 21 when he arrived for his second spell. They won 13 of 25, stayed up.
Then went on a bad run, and then recovered it.
They were never going to go down. After the first good run, they were safe. And they beat the top 2 in that run as well. League Two, Ian Everett at Bolton. They were 17th at the end of January. 17th at the end of January, and he took them up automatically at the weekend. Amazing. If they'd used his wages on a different player, would they have stayed up award? Goes to Adebayo Akinfenwa, right? Scored 1 goal, which was a penalty, in 33 appearances this season. Now, he's a character. We love him, don't we? He's a pro. We've arm wrestled him in the studio.
He scored his first goal in the Championship, though, this year.
He's exactly. 1 goal all season in 33 appearances. Yeah. A good person. But Wickham treated the season in the Championship like his testimonial. Now, if they gave him a contract last summer, if they'd used that money on a player who's likely to score more goals, could they have stayed up? Just 8 goals they needed to stay up. They got a lot to prove award. Wayne Rooney. Do I need to say any more? Wayne Rooney. He's got a lot to prove. The Bottle Job Awards goes to Sunderland, who beat Oxford on Good Friday. They had automatic promotion in their hands. They then proceeded to drop 18 points from the next 21 available and are in the playoffs.
Reading must have been close to that.
That's not a bad shout, actually. Yeah, good shout. Angriest Club Owner Award goes to Gary Neville.
What? Not your club?
Why would he be angry? We're not.
He's always angry. Put some pace on!
Gary Neville. If you've watched the Salford City documentaries, you'll know how angry and knee-jerk Gary Neville is as Salford owner. This season, so Graham Alexander was sacked, even though they had an unbeaten start to the season. He hadn't lost a game and they sacked him. Paul Scholes took over, lost his first game. Well done. Richie Wellens took over, won the EFL trophy, and then was sacked a week later after a defeat to Cheltenham, who won the title in the end. Gary Bowyer came in, won 6 of the 11 he had, but lost 3, didn't make the playoffs. How angry do you think Gary Neville is right now?
Very.
It's amazing that he's having a go at the Man United owners. Is there a former Salford player who's having a go at Gary Neville? Can we hear from you? Funniest so-called big club award is Ipswich. 9 0-0 draws out of 46 league games. Will they ever be a big club again? Probably not. And the massively wrong prediction award, the final one, goes to Joey Barton. Took over at Bristol Rovers in February. And after his first game, a 2-1 defeat to Wigan, told the media, I've seen more than enough from my first training session and the effort of the players tonight to be convinced we will stay up. Joey won 3 of his 18 games in charge for the remainder of the season, lost 13 of them, picked up 4 points from the final 12 games of the season, and Bristol Rovers finished bottom. That's a really terrible prediction.
But does he get a chance next season?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
He's had a word with the president, conversations with the president, and he's told them what needs to be done. I think they're going to go with him. We shall see. But there you go. Alternative EFL Awards. What have I missed out? Please let us know. 08717 223344. And don't forget all the playoffs exclusively live on national radio right here on the talkSPORT network.